Hey everyone, just showing you my 24 volt system. So my main bank is 12 volts. So at the moment it's stormy and raining. So we've got a nice 1.9 amps coming in. You can't really see it, but yeah. And our battery volt's at 12.2 volts. So my main bank is at 12 volts, but I've got circuit breaker. So they're my load breakers. That's my solar in breaker. No, well, from the solar controller. And these are actually these are my battery breakers. So my batteries come in here. My main banks come in the top. Through my breakers, out the bottom to my loads. So I've got, these are load fuses as well. They're big cartridge ones, HRCs. And also we've got smaller loads, so most of these are like 20 amp breakers. So these are 20, it's 2. But this 20 is my 24 volt converter. So he boosts the voltage up from 12 to 24 volts. Now this one is a 1200, capable of 1200 watts, but because I'm running it at such a low voltage, 12 volts, we can only get a maximum of 240 watts at 20 amps. Currently I've got this set for a current to draw 16 amps from the 12 volt bank, so I'll get about just under 8 amps at 27.3 volts it's set at. So these are my 24 volts out, goes to another breaker, goes up, around, 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 down. Oh, what do you know? More breakers. So it goes to these breakers. It basically goes to the top side of all these are connected together. So it goes to the top side. So if nothing's on, so if everything's turned off, the 27 volt charge input goes nowhere. You can turn battery bank 1 on, battery bank 2, battery bank 1. On my laptop we have battery bank number 2. So these both go up into the base of it, and then we've also got another one for the inverter. So the inverter comes up, these are 16mm cable, double insulated again. This is 4mm cable, this is 16. 16 goes up into the back of my inverter. Now, in the back of the inverter it comes up into a terminal block. And then we've got a large capacitor. Then it goes into the PCB up here. And we've also got like the original like disconnect here. So, and this is my cardboard Powerware 5115. It's a 670 watt sine wave, 1000 VA, 24 volt inverter. This one is an old UPS that I've deconstructed and made into a cardboard UPS, so cardboard inverter. So basically the reason why it's in cardboard is because I could. I got it out of the big heavy case that I was in, and I could get rid of some of the other parts that I wasn't using. So it made sense to me to just sort of strip it right back and have as little in here as I could. And it makes a bit easier. It makes it a lot easier to work on if I need to. I can literally like swing this whole thing open, and that's most of the inverter right there. So that's that. I've got a little control on the front panel. It's pretty simple. I've got these wires, old network cable coming off it. That is to basically so I can control it from inside if I need to. I've got a USB cable that also plugs in here, so I can get the data from it from inside. So currently these aren't hooked up yet, they go nowhere at the moment, but that's the plan. So why do I have a 24 volt, why have I done all this work just to get a 24 volt inverter? Well, because it's sine wave. This inverter is a sine wave inverter. Yeah, it was a UPS, but it's a sine wave one, so I can run a bit more fussy load. So I've got one of my servers, it's very fussy, it will not run on modified sine wave, and just things like that. So it gives me better capabilities. The boost converter that I use is quite a limiting factor. I can run high power loads, so I can run up to my 670 watts, more on that later. So I can run up to my capacity, but these batteries are not new batteries. They are old batteries. They're not in perfect conditions. These are 100 amp hour batteries. So I've got 24 volts, 100 amp hour, and 24 volts, 100 amp hour. So I have what's rated at 200 amp hours, I mean. But they're definitely not going to be 200 amp hours. So yeah, so I can run good loads for a period until those run down, and then I have to turn it off because the boost converter just can't keep up with the 670 watts that it can put out. And if it's putting out 600 watts, it's calculated, it's not terribly great on the efficiency, so yeah, you can pull more than that power from it. Also, I did actually modify this unit, so you can pull 670 watts. That's what it's rated at, and it's got a current transformer in it that measures your load current. And I found that the inverter would trip out on surges. It would go overload and shut off. So I modified that a little bit. And so now it reads about half load. So that gets me around. So that gets me around my surges. So I've seen it. It surges. It runs my fridge and it will surge up to 1200 watts for a short period. So it's a good inverter. It can do it. I'm not too worried about it. I have to keep in mind that you can draw more than what it's rated at for an extended period because it can't sense that current properly. So as long as I have to keep mindful of the power that I'm putting on it. So other than that, it runs really, really well. So yeah, so just a bit of an update. Hope you enjoyed that. It was a request, so that's my 1200 watt boost converter and what I'm using it for. So catch you later, people.